in a zoo.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, today we're kind of flipping that around.
Oh,
We're going deep on this documentary. It's called Unanimal.
Unanimal.
Yeah. And it's all about how animals are adapting to, well, U.S., to our world, you know.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I'm ready to dive in.
It's narrated by Isabella Rossellini, by the way.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm even more interested now.
So this documentary, it takes this really unique approach to looking at the human-animal relationship,
Okay, how so?
especially in cities.
Gotcha. So like pigeons in Times Square
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
raccoons getting into the trash.
All that good stuff. And it really makes you think about these animals in a whole new way.
You know, I've always found it fascinating how animals, especially these urban dwelling ones, have adapted to survive in environments that we've basically created.
Like they're evolving right before our eyes.
Right. And Unanimal, it really highlights these kind of surprising adaptations.
One example that really stood out to me, it was these monkeys.
Monkeys.
Yeah. They'd figured out this whole barter system with the zookeepers.
No way.
Yeah. They'd swipe stuff from visitors, like sunglasses or hats.
Oh, no.
I know, right? And then they'd trade it back to the zookeepers for treats.
They're like little entrepreneurs.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like what? It's unbelievable.
That is so wild.
It is. It makes you really see how clever these animals are.
It reminds me of those studies about crows. You know, how they can solve complex puzzles to get food.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like those tests where they have to figure out how to get a treat out of a tube or something.
Exactly. Those ones.
It really makes you question our whole bird-brained insult, huh?
Totally. Clearly, birds are much smarter than we give them credit for.
But Unanimal isn't just about pointing out how cool and clever these animals are.
Right.
It also uses these kind of close-up looks at animal behavior to make us think about some bigger questions.
I see, yeah.
Like, what's our role in all of this? How do we affect the animals around us?
Right. I noticed that the filmmakers, they put the cameras in these interesting positions. Like, sometimes you feel like you're the one being watched.
It's almost like they're saying, hey, look what you've created, and look how they're responding.
Exactly. And it really forces you to think about your own place in the ecosystem.
And then on top of all that, there's another layer to the whole thing. They brought in this Swedish writer, Zari Kilner, to collaborate on the film.
Oh, interesting.
And she adds these historical anecdotes that are they're really thought-provoking.
What kind of anecdotes?
One that really stood out to me was about these ancient Roman snails.
Snails.
Yeah. Apparently the Romans, they used to breed these snails to be huge.
Really?
Yeah. Like way bigger than normal snails.
I had no idea. Why would they do that?
To eat them, of course. They were considered a delicacy.
Wow. So we've been manipulating the natural world for our own purposes for centuries then.
Seems like it. And that historical perspective, it's kind of a wake-up call.
Totally. We often think of our impact on nature as a modern problem, but it's really not.
It's a pattern that goes way back.
And Unanimal makes that connection really clear,
Yeah.
especially with everything going on with the climate crisis.
Right. It's like this big flashing warning sign saying, hey, the separation we've created between ourselves and nature, it's not sustainable.
It really makes you question our place in the world, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It makes you think about what we can learn from animals, about resilience, community, about living in harmony with the environment.
Absolutely.
So what do you think? What can we learn from them?
It's definitely something to think about. And for more fascinating content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the DRM Entertainment channel.
Yeah, for sure. And check out Unanimal if you haven't already.
Definitely a must-see.
You won't regret it.
Until next time.
See ya.